unpacking space. Choose the redefined starfish, where modern living truly begins. Call our sales experts today on 020-477-5040 or 020-477-5042 or visit www.lakesideestate.com. Lakeside Estate. Quality homes for all.
It's your lifestyle, leisure, and business radio.
.9 FM. My name is Dr. Padiaite, and I'm your host. And today we are talking about how to get pregnant. We are trying to help everybody who has concerns in that area to achieve their objective. We are in March of 2026. If we get pregnant this month, it means you'll be having your baby in December. Please, in December we like to go on holiday, so maybe you can make it January. But we'll still be delighted for you if you do get pregnant this month. So we are going to spend some time talking about how to get pregnant. This is my area of specialty, and I've been harassed that I need to talk about this subject and talk about it quickly. So today you have me. I am your expert to speak on this subject. It is my hope and prayer that by the time we finish, you would all have a good grasp of the subject and you would be able to take some positive steps to move the process forward. So, if you don't know who I am an obstetrician gynecologist. That means fertility specialist. My areas of special interest are infertility, IVF, management of PCOS, minimal access surgery, especially hysteroscopy, which is where we use a camera and go inside the uterus to remove fibroids so that we don't have to cut you on your tummy. It is especially for fibroids that make you bleed, not the big fibroids that are bigger than my head. Those ones, they don't come out through a small hole. They come out through, those ones, they need a big hole to come out of. But that is my special area of special interest. And I've come to discover that quite a number of people need help in understanding what it takes to get pregnant naturally. So first, our topic for today is how to get pregnant yourself without our assistance. Now, we should be clear about one thing. The man produces sperm and the woman produces eggs. And to get pregnant, we need good sperm, we need good egg, we need good tube, and we need a good uterine lining. There are a few other minor things, but these are the big four things. So let's talk about the sperm first. When a man with what we call a normal sperm output produces what we would expect to be at least 15 million sperm per mil. Now, we produce sperm, all the time. It's an ongoing process, but it takes about 75 days for sperm to mature. So that means from when there's no sperm, or when the sperm is initially born, to when it grows until it's mature enough to make a woman pregnant, is about 75 days. And during that time, the sperm concentration is affected by everything that occurs in your life. So assuming you are sick today, and we do a sperm count today, you may have a good result. But because of your sickness today, it can affect the sperm that are being produced today. So 75 days time, if you do a sperm test, the results may be poor. And that's part of the reason why if you do a sperm test, you are asked to, if it's bad or it's poor, we say repeat it in a few days, and let's see if we can get a different figure or a better figure. So we are designed to produce a certain number of sperm. We did a certain calculation, and the calculation tells us that those who've got 20 million sperm per mil of ejaculate usually would are able to make a woman pregnant. So if you look at your numbers and they are 20 million and above, we say you are good. The average sperm count has been dropping over the years, and so the pass mark has now been reduced to 15 million. So if you come and we do a test and we say you've got more than 15 million sperm, we say you are good. The sperm must also be active. So we must have a certain number of activity. And the activity is measured in grades. There's A, B, C, and D. And we are happy if you have majority of the sperm in the A and the B category unhappy in C, and extremely disappointed in D. And those two are percentages, which your doctor would explain to you if there's a problem with the sperm. And we also want to know the sperm looks handsome. Now, handsome is a relative description. We want to see that the sperm has got one head instead of two. We want to see that the neck is a normal sized neck and not a huge neck. We want to see that it has got a tail, like a tadpole. Sperm looks like a tadpole. And the tail should be one and not two. If it has got two tails, we are not happy. And the tail should be able to move, to propel the sperm forward. And for some people, they have a problem with either of these parameters. The sperm test is easy to do. It is produce sperm and ejaculate into a bottle. Usually your wife can help you to achieve that. And then you go to the lab, we look at it under the microscope. And what we hope to see under the microscope is that the sperm is plenty sperm and they are going like that. Not when you look at it and you see one sperm go, one will pass, then wait, the another one will come and pass. We don't like those kinds of pictures. But when you have plenty of sperm, and there's a reason, the way we're created, to ensure that we have a certain number of sperm, that means the likelihood of getting a good quality sperm is high. And that is the way the system operates. Most of the time, we tend to ask for a sperm test late because the men don't like coming to hospital. But it should really be the first test that we do. It's easy to produce. We look at it. There's no blood involved. There's no needle involved. And then once you look at the results, we can tell you what the results are. And if you need intervention, it means we will have to give you medication for 3 to 6 months. Sperm takes a long time to treat, 3 to 6 months. So once we notice there's a problem with the sperm, we know that we've got quite a bit of work to do. So that's just to explain about the sperm and the way it works. Let's come to the woman's issue. A little bit of anatomy. A woman is born with a fixed number of eggs, sometimes close to 2 million, and those number of eggs diminish over time. The problem is that by the time she gets to the time when she's ready to actually start having children, like by societal norms in her 20s, she has dropped to less than half the ones that she actually had. And every month, she may be losing up to 1,000 eggs. Therefore, the easiest time for a woman to get pregnant is between the ages of, let's say 24 or let's say up to 28. Let me not say 24. But assuming she's going to go to school, finish school before she wants to have children, so let's say about 24. So with the assumption that she finishes school around in the early 20s and maybe by 24 she's done with school and national service, would give the range of 24 to about 28 years. Once you have gone beyond 30, we know that the number of eggs that you have starts diminishing rapidly. And 35, the rate increases of diminishing is even further. And at 40, it's really, really bad. So the ideal time a woman should be trying to have a child should be, say, between the ages of about 24 to about 32. Usually within that range, she will not struggle too much. And it is a lot easier. The problem with eggs is that the numbers decrease with age, but also the quality decreases with age. So a woman can have a lot of eggs, but the quality is poor. I've met a woman who is in her 20s, and then an IVF was done for her because she kept having miscarriages. And when they looked at the eggs and fertilized them all with sperm, and she got 13 babies out of it, all those babies were tested, and none of them were normal. So that means even though she was young and she had good numbers, she had very poor quality. And that accounted for why she kept having miscarriages. She'll get pregnant and she'll have miscarriages. So people in that kind of zone, it's you don't always assume, and that's one of the problems. People always assume that because you are having your menses, it means you are normal. And your menses is even regular, it means you are normal. It doesn't always work that way. But the older you get, the quality of the eggs decrease. So when you are very young, you've got like 80% of your eggs being normal. And once you hit your 30s, those percentages drop. And once you are getting closer to 40, the majority of your eggs are not normal anymore. And you're actually on the lower side of the scale. And so those are other challenges that come. So, and that is part of the reason why we say you need to prioritize having children. You can always have children. You cannot always, you can always do other things in life. You can always go to school. You can always get a PhD. You can always get a professor. You can always be a professor. You can always become a millionaire. You can't always have children. So if children are something that you plan to have, I would really love you to have it early. One of our biggest problems are people who have postponed the childbirth issue or postponed aggressive treatment for having a child, and then come later in life willing to do everything, but their body can just not provide. Their body just fails them. The body fails them because you don't have eggs, or the egg quality is so poor you can't have a child, or the uterus has now been so destroyed by fibroids you can't have a child by yourself, or other medical conditions have now become so severe, be it hypertension, be it diabetes, be it thyroid problems, that it is not difficult to have a child or to keep a pregnancy. And that same woman, if she had prioritized this 10 years ago, it would have been a lot easier. And we see this all the time, every single day. Our biggest problem in fertility is age. Let no one deceive you. Our biggest problem is age. And this year, the Fertility Society of Ghana, from last year, decided that we must let everybody know, that age is our biggest enemy. If you want to have a child, have it early. I beg you. Don't postpone it. Don't say, oh, I'm tired. Don't say that. No, if you want to do it, do it. Because next year is worse than this year. And the year after that is worse than the previous year too. The best time to do it is today. Because today is better than tomorrow. And, you know, it's our biggest challenge. I say it over and over and over again. I beg you, whatever you want to do, if you want to have a child, I suggest that we do that now. We shall go for our first break. My producer is standing on the wrong side of the table, but he says he can do it from his phone. Charlie, the guy is harassing me. I'm being intimidated. His technology is working. This is Zed 101.9 FM. My name is Dr. Padiaite. This is the Zed Wellness Link, and we are talking about how to get pregnant. Please stick and stay.
Zed 101.9 FM.
Hey, there is a name that calms the seas and tames the storms. I know a name that changes lives and destinies. The wind obey and demons flee. When that name is lifted high, say bono chidi moa and sexeni bedi and achi yesuti naya boso. We have come in the name of Jesus, in the mighty name of Jesus. Heaven listens to when we call on Jesus. Hey, say upon Jesus, and say, Betty and she, yes, hey, public announcement. We have come in the name of Jesus, in the mighty name of Jesus. Hey, because heaven listens to Jesus when we call on Jesus. Say upon changes lives and destinies. The wind obey and demons flee. The winds obey and demons flee. Hey. The name is lifted. Yes, we have come in the name of Jesus, in the mighty name of Jesus, because heaven listens to Jesus when we call on Jesus. You're a destiny changer. Mutine ayepite. And see and you're being
101.9 FM. FM.
You're a destiny changer. Mutine ayepite. And see and you're being yepita. Say upon no say.
101.9 FM.
This is the Zed Wellness Link on Zed 101.9 FM. My name is Dr. Padiaite, and we are talking about how to get pregnant. You just listened to the Name of Jesus by Diana Hamilton, a really beautiful song. And we shall continue. We've been talking about eggs and the things that eggs would help us to help. The thing that we can use eggs to do to achieve a healthy pregnancy, and the challenges that we have with egg. The other issue is, I said, eggs, tube, and lining. So if there's a problem with the tube, what we call the fallopian tube, the sperm is supposed to travel through to meet the egg, and the two of them would combine and achieve a pregnancy. The challenge we have is that if the tube is blocked, it's like, let's say, the East Legon under bridge is blocked. So you are coming from Spintex Road to East Legon, and under bridge is blocked, so you can't go under. And then you are coming from East Legon, Spintex Road to East Legon, and the under bridge is blocked. So this one can't come this way, this one can't come this way because there's a blockage under the bridge. The solution for you to meet is to cross or jump the wall or enter the window instead of the door. So you have to cross, and the solution for that is usually an IVF. So if the tubes are blocked, invariably it will have to be an IVF. There are efforts that are made to try and do all kinds of procedures. Success rate is not very good, and whilst you are trying those things and waiting, your eggs are diminishing, and you may actually not be able to have your achieve your objective. And that is where our worry is. So lining. The last part is the lining of the uterus, where the baby sits, which is the inside. So if that area is not thick, it means it's like you're planting corn on concrete. It's bad. If that area has got fibroids sticking into the cavity, also another is like rocks in your garden that you want to plant corn on. And then if you've got scar tissue from DNCs and abortions and things of that sort, that one too can cause a problem. So those are things that we are really concerned about, and we would rather try and avoid some of those things so that they don't cause you to have certain kinds of problems. So now you know where our problems come from, and if you have avoided all those things and you are trying to achieve our objective, what do we do? One, we need you to be in good health, what you call preconception. We want you to be in good health. We want to ensure that you are eating well, you are an optimal weight, you are looking after yourself well. Would say eat properly, eat a balanced diet. Make sure you're taking your fruits and your vegetables. If you have any medical conditions, we strongly suggest that you control them. If you have hypertension, if you have diabetes, if you have sickle cell, any of those conditions, please, we beg you. We want you to ensure that you are in good health. So you see your doctor who looks after those conditions regularly. Ensure that your blood pressure is under control. Ensure that your sugars are under control. Ensure your thyroid is under control. Any condition that you may have, make sure that you are fully under control in all those ones before you get up and say, I am going to start trying. For most people, we would say the first year that you try, if you are meeting at the right way, the way we want you to meet, your chances of getting pregnant are about 20% for every month that you try. And so we usually don't put pressure on you that go to hospital till you've tried for at least a year. If you're above the age of 35, please, you don't have a year, you have 6 months. So that is the distinction. Then we want you to be taking the necessary vitamins. If you have any fertility-related multivitamin that you would like to take, please be our guest. What we are concerned about is folic acid. And folic acid does a couple of things. It prevents neural tube defects, and that's what most people tell you, that there's a condition where the spine is affected and there's a gap in the spine, and for that reason, the spinal cord and these things can actually bulge out of the spine, and it's not a good condition. Children who have the condition typically can't walk and will not be able to do much, too much for them. Those problems can be really bad and can be prevented by you taking folic acid. So we encourage you to take folic acid. We want a minimum of 400 micrograms, maybe 800 to 1,000 micrograms is okay. There are some tablets which actually contain 4 milligrams. And folic acid also prevents miscarriages. So it's important that you take your folic acid and ensure that you are doing you are consistent in taking it. We would also encourage you to take your vitamin D. Most black people are low in vitamin D, so you need to take your vitamin D. I've been seeing some very, tiny doses, not good. You need to take a healthy dose. You can have a chat with your doctor about it. And vitamin D is also it's very good to ensure that you are healthy enough to achieve a pregnancy and to keep a pregnancy. There are all kinds of things inside that. So you are eating well. You are taking your supplements that are necessary to ensure that you have a healthy child. Of course, we would love it if you're exercising, because that also means that you have the strength and the resilience and the resources to be able to have a pregnancy. And also, you are controlling your weight. Exercise helps you to control your weight. If your BMI is high, it affects your ability to ovulate. So those with high BMI are not able to ovulate or ovulate properly. There are some that ovulate well, please, not everybody. But if you have a high BMI, your chances of not ovulating are higher, and the end result is that you are not able to ovulate properly, and then the chance of getting pregnant are lower. Also, those people with high BMI are at higher risk of diabetes and higher risk of hypertension and other kinds of problems. So try and control your weight, try and get it into the best possible range, so that we can also try and improve our chances. Now, those are the things that you can do outside, like in your preparatory stage. Then we actually start preparing. Now, when can a woman get pregnant? So let's talk about ovulation. The ovulation period, ovulation is 1 day, not 1 week, not 4 days, 1. The follicle receives a trigger and it bursts and it drops the egg. The egg has been dropped and the egg is falling. The tube's job is then to go and grab the egg like this and pull the egg inside. If the tube fails to grab the egg falls away. If the tube grabs the egg and the sperm is not there to meet the egg, there shall be no pregnancy. So it is therefore important that there should be sperm waiting for the egg. For whenever the tube drops the egg, whenever the follicle drops the egg, the tube is able to grab it. So, and therefore, we encourage you to have sex for the 5 days preceding your ovulation day. Why do we say 5 days? Because sperm can live in the uterus for 5 days, or in the reproductive tract for up to 5 days. Typically 3 days, up to 5 days. So that is why we say have sex every other, at least twice a week. Around ovulation period, it is ideal that you have sex every other day. We don't say every day because the man needs a day in between to recover. So if you have sex on Monday, he needs the Tuesday break to reaccumulate more sperm so that on Wednesday he can drop. I hope you understand. That is the description that we are having. Produce, release, then you have a day to reproduce, and then you release again. So if you are doing it every other day, your chances of getting a good number of sperm is good. If you are doing it every day, then your numbers are lower. And sometimes too, Charlie, the day is not there because the libido has gone down a bit because I only did it yesterday. Doing it today is a little bit of a chore. And then let me give, please, ladies, I beg you, let me give you a little trick. You see, telling the man that today is the day, come and let's do this thing, it's pressure. He did not tell you, it's pressure. They today feel pressure. That crying you've been crying every time you see your period, it gives them pressure. That once again he wasn't able to make his wife pregnant and he's feeling sad about it and he's emotional about it and he's feeling that maybe it is his fault, and so please, I beg you, let's not do that thing. When it comes around that time, you don't tell him anything, just be nice. And invite him to, do things. And before you are aware, we've gotten him performing beautifully. Without the pressure of knowing that, today actually is today. So, that is, about having your timing, your thing, so that at the right time you have the thing. So whilst we agree that we know, you see, women and men, you both have pressure, but you have to understand something. If a man has pressure, there's no erection. That means the egg is there, but Kojovi will not rise to the occasion, and therefore you don't achieve your objective. So as not to prevent that, I beg you, I think shield him from that so that you can get a good performance out of him, so you can get what you want. You must remember the objective all the time is how do I get what I want? Not how am I exerting all kinds of, no, how do I get what I, use the method that works to get what you want, and not, other things. We must also be aware that how do we know our ovulation? There are all kinds of ovulation tests and kits that we can do, but for that average person, if you put your finger inside and you take it out and you put your fingers together and you separate it, if it's just after your menses, the separation, the fluid will get torn very soon. You separate it a little bit and then it breaks. As you get closer to your menses, it gets slimier and slimier. And when you get to the point of maximum sliminess, it usually means that you are very close to your ovulation day. It is not a sign that you have ovulated. It's a sign that you are preparing to ovulate. But it is also meant that, and that's how we are created, because the slipperier it is, the easier intercourse is, the easier it is for the sperm to move. So that is one of the signs. The other sign is the ovulation kit. The ovulation kit is measuring your LH, luteinizing hormone. And that determines if you are able, the LH must go up, it spikes before ovulation. So once it spikes, it tells you you are about to ovulate. It does not say you've ovulated. It does not say you will ovulate. It says the LH has gone up and therefore you are most likely about to ovulate. We confirm ovulation by a blood test a week later. That tells us that a week ago you ovulated. Please remember that. So the fact that you've done your ovulation test and it tells you positive or 2 lines, it does not mean you've ovulated. And I'll give you an example. In a normal person, if I check your cycle, assuming you have a 28-day cycle, that means you are ovulating around day 14, approximately, for the sake of this case. Let's say day 14, thereabouts. It means that the ovulation kits on, let's say, the 9 and 10 would be negative. Your ovulation kits on the 11 may be a weak positive. Your ovulation kit on the 12 may be a strong positive. Your ovulation kit on day 13 may be a positive. Your ovulation kit on day 14, which is your actual ovulation day, may actually be a weaker positive, and day 15 is negative. So if you are testing properly, it gives you a negative, then a positive, then it goes back to a negative. And that tells you that, okay, I've had ovulation, the LH surge the way it should be. Too many women test once. They get a positive and they say we've ovulated. Now here's the problem with that thing. With people who have PCOS, their LH is high all the time. All the time their LH is high. If they are of the, especially the insulin resistant type. So for that woman, if you check a LH on day 9, it's positive. Day 10 is positive. Day 15 is positive. Day 22 is positive. So that kind of woman, the LH kit is useless for her, because it cannot tell you that it is coming or it is going. It's positive all the time. So I've got too many, clients come to the hospital and they tell you that, oh, we did a test and it's positive, so that means I've ovulated. I'm like, no, it doesn't work that way. How many tests did you do? 1. It doesn't work that way. So please, there's a way to do it. And if you do it and you get it right, it's to your benefit. And we'll be very happy if you did that, because that means you would get pregnant easier, and we'll be delighted to have that. Hey, my time is up. Which song are we playing? We are going on our second break. You see, we'll be playing what? Big God by Tim Godfrey and Fearless Community. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for our next break. Please enjoy this song, and we'll be right with you.
Zed 101.9 FM.
1, 2, 3,
101.9 FM.
No music.
Zed 101.9 FM. Zed 101.9 FM.
Welcome back. This is the Zed Wellness Link on Zed 101.9 FM. My name is Dr. Paddy Aite, and I'm talking about how to get pregnant. Wow, we have 40 minutes to go, and I still have a lot of things to say. And I hope I can say all of them when the time is up. All right, we've spoken about timing and how to get pregnant. Yes, we've shown you how to get pregnant. Generally, if you are doing the baby dance at least twice a week from the time your menses ends till your next menses, no matter when you ovulate, you will be you would have your timing will be correct. Around ovulation time, if you do the baby dance every other day, the timing would be correct. So both ways. You don't have to say, oh, it is on Wednesday, so that means on Wednesday. What happens if on Wednesday your husband gets an urgent call that he has to go to Kumasi or he has to go to London? That means you've lost the month. But if you had done it on Tuesday and on Monday and maybe or Sunday and Tuesday, and on Wednesday he's traveling, even though we missed the Wednesday, Sunday and Tuesday's own is there to give us a good result. So I think we shouldn't lose that opportunity. We should not be waiting for ovulation day to do it. Start, a few days before. And and to improve our chances, let's assume that we've deposited stock 1. So that means we've put first amount down. And then 2 days later we put second amount down. Assuming you put 15 times 2 mil, so that's 30. You put 30 million down on Sunday. You put 30 million down on Tuesday. If on Wednesday you are not there, there's 60 million that is still, some of it is still working about. Your chances are not bad. But if you don't put any down and you've been hoarding the thing because madam says, hey, wait until the day, then on Wednesday you hoard and you release. The Wednesday when you release, please, it's not going to be 70 million. No. It's going to be maybe 35. 35 to they are old. They are not fresh. And you know how it happens? An old man running 100 meters is not the same thing as a young man running 100 meters. You see them, they've lost their way, they can't work fast, they can't move well, just because they are old. We want fresh, young, viral, things that are moving. So please, there's a reason why we say not more than 3 days, but we are okay with 2 days. And every day means the concentration will be lower, so we don't encourage every day. And to ensure that he's able to perform, if you give him 1 day break in between, he would appreciate it very, very, very much. So now we've spoken about timing. Now let's talk about position. I get a lot of questions about position. Oh, yay. So assuming the uterus is in what we call the anteverted position, or let's put it this way. Assuming your uterus is in the position that the majority of women have their uterus, those people, if they lie down on their back, it's perfect for them because the cervix is towards the back, and when you ejaculate, the fluid also goes down this way, and the two of them meet at the angle down here. So the cervix is like this. My microphone is blocking the cervix is already like this. and then the ejaculate too comes like this, and the end result is that they meet here, and so little ones can now wriggle and go inside and achieve our objective where they won't get lost. But for some people, when they are so for this woman, lying on her back is perfect. Now there are some women who the uterus is not like this. The uterus is like this. The entrance is up here. You understand? And not down here. So especially those who, if they are lying on their back, they complain a bit about they have a bit of pain during the, because like something, it's like you're pushing my thing. It's because the cervix is up here and the uterus is down. The uterus doesn't point up, it points down. And so the cervix now is on the up, is on the roof. So the sperm comes and then the sperm goes down here. Meanwhile, the entrance is here. So the sperm goes all the way down here. Now the sperm must now find a way to swim here and find the entrance to enter and then go inside. So those people, if it is from behind, if the approach is from behind, the sperm will now go in the location the entrance to is, and the two of them would combine. You understand? So those are the people that need like a bit of position advice. But other than that, you really don't need position advice. If you lie on your back, it works. It should work very well. So too many people talk about the position and you must do this and you must do this. It is certain people who need positions. The other thing you have to mention, the other question that people ask sometimes, is that do you have to lie down afterwards? Well, considering that, assuming the uterus is in the normal position and it is like this and the entrance is down here and the sperm is down here, if you get up, it will come out too. The fluid will come out before this one has a chance to go inside. So if you lie down for a little bit, you are giving it a bit of a longer chance for it to go up, so that the vehicle can now come out whenever you get up and you are fine. If you get up too quickly, we lose some of it. If you take your time and you lie down for a while, more have a chance to go up. So if you give you some 10 or 15 minutes, we wouldn't mind. So all those people who go and wash immediately afterwards, budgety, take your time. You don't need to do that so quickly. You can take your time, and God will give us favor. So we beg you. We would rather you waited a little bit before you listen. And even for those who've told you that you need to turn from behind, down to when you finish, just lie on your stomach for a while. Don't get up too early. Give it a chance to, give some 15 minutes for you to this thing. If you want a drink, they will bring you the drink. If whatever you want, you can ask for it in that position. You are working very hard on our benefit. We appreciate you, and we shall reward you accordingly. So, how many times should we try? We expect that you should be able to succeed if you are having intercourse 2 to 3 times a week, consistently for a year. God willing, hey, you should be able to give us good results within a year. In the event that you have not succeeded in achieving that within a year, you need our intervention. If you're above the age of 35, we need to see you. If you try for 6 months and you don't succeed, please, if you are 40, don't even wait. See us immediately. If you are 40 and you are trying, don't wait. See a doctor immediately. A doctor that specializes in fertility. Let them give you the appropriate treatments as soon as possible. But your time is short. We don't have time to be playing, games. We need to start immediately, support you as well. And there are interventions that we can put in place. If you're not producing eggs well, we can help you with the eggs. If you're not ovulating, as in PCOS people, will help with the ovulation. If you are, if your tube is blocked, then we have to go around it. We'll find a way to go around it. If the sperm is not very good, we have to give you medication to try and improve it. All those things are interventions that we can put to try and assist. And a lot of people are succeeding by making that effort. The thing that reduces your chances is time spent waiting. Do not wait. I beg you. Don't wait. Every day that you wait is a problem. All those people who Mikun business, when I hear that thing, let me tell you. If you know you are going to go to Abroche and leave your wife, please, we need you to make some deposits so that we'll put it in the freezer. So that when we need it, we'll go and take it and put it inside for you so that you can achieve something whilst you are away. If you like, can do DNA when you come back. But we need to be working whilst you are away. Too many people are, he can come for only 1 month. Timing, they don't even time it very well. He comes for a month. He comes at the wrong time, maybe period time, and then before ovulation, he's left. Then we've lost that month totally, and we achieved nothing. That is a problem. For us. If you know and you're in that kind of relationship, please, the next time he comes, we need 3 bottles. We need him to produce 3 bottles for us. 3 samples, 1, 2, 3. We freeze it. Whenever we are ready, whenever you are ready, we take it and put it inside you and give you a chance to. So that means even whilst he's away, we are still working, and that's what you call an IUI or for an IVF. So these are all options that are available, and we would love to be able to assist with those things. But we would prefer that whilst you are doing your bit, and that you would have spent your time working on these things to try and achieve on your own. And therefore, when you come to the hospital and say, I've done A, B, C, we ask all those questions. How often were you doing it? We examine you, look, confirm ovulation. If you know you've done all those things, we immediately escalate. But when you come and we ask you, what is your frequency? You tell us once a week, twice a month. Then we think, oh, you haven't tried enough, so let's give you time to try enough. Meanwhile, time is going. So do your homework before you come, so that we can accelerate the process for you. It's great when one of the things, and please, when you come to hospital, we'll always ask you, when was your last period? And the question is, when was the first day of the last time you had your period? We will always ask that question. Every day you come, check that answer before you come. You check the answer and put it there. We will ask you. Because too many people, when you ask them, I don't know. I've not been keeping track. So if you have an app, use one of those apps. Let me ask my husband. Amazing. A lot of husbands remember rather than the wives. Husbands, big ups to you. It's a lot. Sometimes without a husband, you can never get the complete history. Knowing your dates helps us to know in what category we should put you and the treatment interventions that we can put in place. Even your labs have to be done on specific dates so that we know exactly we can interpret the results very well. The last day of your period, frankly speaking, is not of much use to us. But the first day you saw blood is like, paramount. And once you can tell us that this is the first day we saw it, we are excited and we are delighted to get that information. And somebody comes and you ask, how many children do you have? When was your last period? How many days do you bleed? Number of days of your cycle? And she's just giving you pa. Oh, it's so nice. You move forward so fast. If you now say, well, let me go and check, then she's going to check your phone, and you're all standing there waiting for her just to give you this information. Meanwhile, it's critical information. So I'm very happy to address that. So I think we've got 2 minutes to go. I think we've discussed all the things that we wanted to discuss as to what we should do. There are a few things which are not exactly orthodox, so we don't talk about those things. But it's important that you reduce your stress level, because stress can cause you not to ovulate. So you know how in secondary school you have an exam and a period doesn't come? Yeah, that kind of thing. Yeah, it happens your period may come, but your eggs won't come because you are stressed. So please, reducing the stress level is better. And when you're trying and it's earlier in your life, the stress even the pressure is not there. But when you wait and you try very late, then the pressure is a lot. So reduce your stress level. Enjoy yourself. If you just got married, please, the first 6 months, please don't be thinking about pregnancy. Fire. Have fun. Morning, afternoon, evening, all the time. After 6 months, then we can say, we can stop the protection and start trying. But please, the first 6 months, enjoy yourself. But that's the last time you're going to enjoy yourself like that. Now, when you buy tickets, it's 2. Once you have that baby, when you buy tickets, it's 3. Buying 3 tickets is not nice. How much more? 4, 5, and 6. All your holidays will be gone. So first 6 months, enjoy yourself. After 6 months, let's start trying. And remember, it is without contraception, without protection. Ejaculation must be inside. You can't be ejaculating on the tummy and expecting that you would achieve results. It doesn't. Please. inside, right location, and we'll get good results. Looking forward to seeing you, preggers, this year for and having our December babies, because you use the tricks that you learned today and you are getting this. For those who want to have twins, please, you need a little bit of help. Usually we'll give you some medication small, and if you have twins, we shall claim the glory. If you have triplets, we shall deny we ever did anything. Never, never. Hey, I didn't send her. If you have quadruplets, you're on your own. You see the husband's face changing. Oh, you are pregnant. Yeah, we did a scan. Oh, I see the baby. Oh, nice. I see another baby. You see his face. I see 3 babies and the face change. But you know that school fees times 3. It's not easy. But it is well. So may God bless you. And I'm looking forward to you guys having a great time. Take care and God bless. And bye-bye.
Zed 101.9 FM.